Welcome to our deep dive into the world of AI and automation, which, let's be honest, is starting to sound a lot like the plot of a dystopian sci-fi film where robots take our jobs, and we all end up with a lot of free time but nowhere to spend money. Today we're exploring a particularly alarming statistic: how AI could potentially displace 9 crore jobs globally. That's not 9 crore ants, folks. That's almost the entire population of Russia, suddenly out of work and wondering if their Roomba will accept cuddles as payment for rent. Now, before you barricade yourself in your homes with nothing but canned goods and a flip phone, let's break down the facts, premises, and ideas involved. Because the truth, as always, is a bit more nuanced than a robot uprising. Let's face it, the robots are already here. They're not quite at the point where they're demanding equal pay and forming unions, but give them time. AI is already elbowing its way into various industries, and I'm not just talking about those automated customer service calls that leave you wanting to scream into the void. Manufacturing, automated customer service, chatbots, baby. Even creative fields like writing and design are feeling the heat, with AI tools popping up faster than you can say copyright infringement. And the World Economic Forum, those cheerful folks who love a good prediction, have estimated that by 2025, automation could displace a whopping 85 million jobs. That's right, 85 million people potentially trading in their work badges for, well, whatever people trade in work badges for when robots take over. Hopefully not pitchforks and torches, but I wouldn't rule it out. So who exactly is in the line of fire when it comes to AI job displacement? Well, if your job involves a lot of repetitive tasks, congratulations. You've won the dubious honor of being first in line. We're talking about manufacturing jobs where robots are already assembling cars and packing boxes with alarming efficiency. Then there's customer service, where those cheerful chatbots are slowly but surely replacing humans, one frustratingly vague answer at a time. And let's not forget about transportation, with self-driving cars and trucks threatening to put millions of drivers out of work. Even healthcare and retail are feeling the pinch, with AI-powered diagnostic tools and cashierless stores becoming increasingly common. Basically, if your job can be summed up in a flowchart, start polishing your resume, because the robots are coming for you. Now, let's address the elephant, or rather the giant robot in the room, that eye-popping 9 crore jobs figure. It's enough to make anyone break out in a cold sweat, especially if you're holding onto a job that involves spreadsheets or, God forbid, talking to other human beings. This number isn't pulled out of thin air, though. It's based on the projected global adoption of AI, with countries like India, China, and the US leading the charge. Think about it. Billions of people, millions of businesses, all increasingly reliant on AI-powered systems. Suddenly 9 crore jobs disappearing doesn't seem so far-fetched, does it? It's like watching a disaster movie in slow motion, except instead of a meteor, it's a giant algorithm hurtling towards Earth, and instead of Bruce Willis saving the day, it's still unclear who's going to save the day. Probably not Bruce Willis, though. While no industry is entirely immune to the AI revolution, some are definitely feeling the tremors more than others. Take, for instance, the tech sector itself. Irony, thy name is artificial intelligence. IT and software development, once considered safe havens for digitally inclined job seekers, are now facing the reality of AI tools like GitHub Copilot, which can write code faster than a caffeine-fueled coding prodigy. Even education, that bastion of human interaction and critical thinking, is undergoing a digital makeover, with AI tutors and personalized learning platforms threatening to disrupt the traditional classroom. It's enough to make you wonder if any job is truly safe from the relentless march of the algorithms. Maybe we should all just become artisanal cheesemakers. Robots don't seem to have a taste for Gouda yet. Now, before we all descend into a panic-stricken frenzy, let's acknowledge the other side of the coin. The optimists out there, bless their hopeful little hearts, will tell you that AI isn't here to steal our jobs. It's here to free us from the shackles of mundane labor and usher in a new era of creativity and innovation. And sure, AI will undoubtedly create new jobs. The problem is those jobs will likely require a completely different skill set than the ones being automated, out of existence. It's like telling a blacksmith whose job is being replaced by a robot that he can now apply for a position as a software developer. Sure, it's technically an option, but it's not exactly a seamless transition. Even McKinsey, those data-loving consultants, predict a massive occupational category shift by 2030, with millions of jobs displaced and millions more created. But the question remains, will the displaced be equipped to fill the newly created roles? Or will we end up with a workforce ill-prepared for the demands of the AI-powered economy? Let's not sugarcoat it. The rise of AI has the potential to exacerbate existing economic inequalities. Imagine a world where the wealthy elite own the AI companies, reap the profits from automation, while a significant portion of the population struggles to find their footing in this brave new world. It's a recipe for social unrest, to put it mildly. Governments worldwide are grappling with this very issue, exploring solutions like universal basic income, UBI, as a potential safety net for those left behind by the AI revolution. Finland, always a pioneer in social experimentation, has already with mixed results. The jury's still out on whether UBI is the answer, but one thing is clear: we need to start thinking about innovative solutions to address the potential economic fallout of widespread AI adoption. Otherwise, we risk creating a world where the robots are winning and humans are left to fight over the scraps. Now, before we all resign ourselves to a future of robot overlords and endless reruns of reality TV, let's remember one crucial thing. AI, for all its advancements, still lacks that certain something that makes us human: emotional intelligence, empathy, creativity, complex decision-making. These are all qualities that are still firmly in the realm of human capability. So while robots might be able to assemble cars and write code, they are not quite ready to replace nurses, teachers, therapists, artists, or anyone else whose job requires a deep understanding of the human experience, at least not yet. So take heart, my fellow humans. There are still some things that robots just can't replicate, for now anyway, but I wouldn't get too comfortable. Those robots are learning fast. So how do we navigate this uncertain future where robots are nipping at our heels, eager to take our jobs, and let's be honest, probably judge our taste in music? The answer, my friends, lies in the immortal words of every motivational poster ever: adapt or die. Okay, maybe not die, but definitely face the prospect of becoming increasingly irrelevant in the job market. The key is to embrace lifelong learning, constantly upskilling and reskilling to stay ahead of the automation curve. Luckily, we live in a golden age of online education, with platforms like Coursera and Udemy offering a smorgasbord of courses on everything from data science to digital marketing. But it's not just about individual effort. Governments and educational institutions need to step up their game, providing accessible and affordable education and equip people with the skills they need to thrive in an AI-powered world. Think of it as an investment in our collective future, because the only thing scarier than robots taking our jobs is robots taking our jobs while we're all woefully unprepared. Now, you can't unleash a powerful new technology like AI onto the world without some ground rules, right? That's like giving a toddler a chainsaw and hoping for the best. The European Union, never one to shy away from regulation, is leading the charge with its proposed AI Act, which aims to classify and regulate AI systems based on their risk level. It's a delicate balancing act, though. On the one hand, you want to encourage innovation and allow AI to flourish. On the other hand, you don't want to create a world where robots are making life or death decisions without any human oversight. It's a debate that's still raging, with experts on both sides weighing in on the best way to regulate this rapidly evolving technology. One thing's for sure, we need to figure it out quickly, because the robots aren't going to wait for us to get our act together. They've got spreadsheets to analyze and customer service calls to answer, and frankly, they're not getting paid enough for this. The future of work is changing rapidly with the rise of AI. Let's be honest, it's enough to make you want to crawl under your desk and hope the robots don't find you there. But instead of panicking, let's take a deep breath and remember, we've been through technological revolutions before: the invention of the printing press, the Industrial Revolution, the internet. Each of these innovations disrupted industries, displaced workers, and fundamentally changed the way we live and work. And yet, here we are, still kicking, still innovating, still finding ways to adapt and thrive. While many jobs are at risk, new opportunities will also emerge. The key is to stay adaptable, keep learning, and support each other through this transition. Because if we can harness the power of AI while also addressing its potential pitfalls, we might just come out on the other side of this revolution, stronger and more connected than ever before. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.